Hey guys, it's Thorn. Um, I wanted to make a video just because I'm in a really good mood and whatever. I'm always in a good mood. Not really. I've had vodka. Hi. I'm so glad, right? Like Moscow mules seem to be trendy right now, which I'm really pumped about because this is one of my favorite cocktails, and they're super easy to make at home. So consequently, there's a lot of them. But the pagan challenge this week, or possibly last week, because I don't keep track of things, is the summer solstice, and just kind of like what does the season mean for us. And anyway, I just hung up on Jason Mankey, who does a podcast called Raise the Horns, and we were actually talking about Midsummer. So I'm going to keep talking at you because we had a really good time chatting, and I think he raised some really good points about the season, and I'll put a link below when the recording is available if you want to check that out. It's about an hour long, but I think it flows pretty well. Anyway, Midsummer, Letha, right? Summer solstice. You know, for a long time, and I wrote a blog about this several months ago. For a long time, I thought I was a fall person, right? Like, I think it's pretty common to hear people express the sentiment that Halloween, Samhain is their favorite Sabbath, and, you know, leaves changing, and it's a beautiful time of year and all that. I had to have somebody else point out to me that I actually function a lot better in the summer, just emotionally. I'm much more just like mentally stable in the summer. And I think a big part of that is the increase in daylight, but also being a teacher and having a teacher's schedule. My schedule totally frees up in the summer. I think a lot of people have the idea that the summer is this sort of vacation-rich time when we're not working, and that's not true, right? Like, you still have to. There's a lot of planning that goes into the summer. As an academic, this is the biggest stretch of time that I have for doing research and writing. So I'm still very busy during the summer, but it's a different kind of busy. It feels like a busyness on my own terms. So summer just feels like a relief in a lot of ways. I'm my most productive during the summer, and it's just a really happy time of year for me. My own midsummer rituals really center around Free Spirit Gathering, which I've been going to since 2009, and that always takes place the week or so before the summer solstice, and that's several members of Foxfire go with me, and it's turned into kind of this tradition for our coven in particular. But I think of Free Spirit as a working vacation, right? Like, on the one hand, you're there to have a good time, and there's plenty of opportunities to party and that sort of thing, if that's what you're into. But I really try to put myself in this space where I can be like emotionally and spiritually challenged. I deal with a lot during Free Spirit, and it's definitely not a party for me, right? So I always spend the few days afterward processing and doing a lot of writing, and that's what I'm doing now. We got home on Sunday, and since then I've really been doing a lot of writing and doing a lot of work and just kind of trying to ground myself and process some things. So the summer solstice feels like it's a really intense Sabbath for me. I know for a lot of people it's a party, and I think that party element is definitely there if that's what you're in for. But I think the thing that we don't often talk about with summer solstice is that, you know, it's the longest day of the year, and, you know, in an ideal sort of situation, you're outside and there's a bonfire and it's beautiful and there's birds singing and shit, right? And but because it's the longest day of the year, every day after that is a little bit shorter. So there's this element of death and decay that I think often gets left out. There's something to me that's very somber about the summer solstice, because behind the partying, behind the merriment, behind the warm weather, there's this reminder that, you know, winter is coming, right? With all of the weight of that sentiment. There's a heaviness to it. In the same way that there is this element of light and joy about the winter solstice, because even though it's the darkest night, it's the longest night, there's this element of rebirth and of things waking up. In the summer solstice, things start declining in substantial ways. And I think that gets ignored. Like, that's really easy to overlook. So even though summer is this really productive time for me, it's a very heavy season. But in a really good way. So I always try to set goals. I'm definitely a goal maker, and I try to get a lot done during the summer. So right now, given that I don't have the 9 to 5 sort of working schedule, or as a teacher, it's really more like 6 to 4 or something like that. I have this time to write. So I am working on a book proposal. I'm getting it done. That's the most important thing this summer. And wheels are spinning, and that's really great. Or wheels are turning, rather. Wheels are spinning means you're stuck. They're not spinning. They're turning, right? Even though, like, literally they mean the same thing. Like, emotionally they mean different things. This is vodka. Anyway, I'm working on that. I am determined to finish the next lesson in my tarot correspondence course. I always have the opportunity to do more physical stuff outside, right? The summers are great for running, training, and like doing new sports stuff. And since I've been involved in HEMA and longsword, I have more time to actually put together a sort of individualized practice program, which is really great. I've only blogged a couple of times this month, but I've definitely got a lot more in the works. Free Spirit always inspires a whole lot of writing, and I've got so much that I want to do. So I'm feeling really good. Those are good. So that's what the season means to me. There is a heaviness to it. There's this element of decay to it that is, it's really pressing, and it sort of motivates me to action, if that makes sense. Knowing that winter is coming, knowing that things will slow down in August when I go back to the classroom, there's an urgency to summer that I really appreciate. So that's what I'm up to. I hope you guys are all doing good stuff. I'm up to good things, I hope. So anyway, that's all, and I will see you next time.